Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say, where's Dashy? Where is Dashy? So, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to title this video, but I am making a bit of a change where I was really just collecting my favorites, which I think people should do. But this video, I guess, is just going to be more towards probably what the best bang for your buck is, what the best ones are to buy. And the strategy that I'm going with right now is the low mints, but specific lower mints. I don't mean numbers like 69, although I do have a couple of those. I spent $1,000 on each of the common and the ultra rare alligator Lokis, mint number 69. So meme numbers will always work, like 420, 69, something like that. But I'm also thinking that my formula that I had come up with, saying that, oh, if you have a common, let's say the floor is $100, well, then the floor of the sub 100s would be about $1,000, usually about 10x or maybe a little bit more. But that was really only focusing on the mint numbers that were like 97 or 84 or something like that. But the lower ones, let's say like numbers 55 and below, those haven't even added premium to them. So when you take some, and again, those are the commons, the ultra rares, let's say the floors, let's say $1,000. The floors of the sub 100 usually start at around 4 to 4.5 times that. And for the secret rares, usually about 2.5 times that. But again, those are for, the higher numbers, like 87, 96, something like that. So what I noticed in the common Groots is that they're like $32. They're like they're well below retail price. And why I didn't go crazy with Groot being low retail price like I did with the common alligator Lokis, common alligator Lokis are, I have like 28, 25 of those. Why I didn't go crazy with the Groots is because that's where I actually started paying attention to the lower numbers. And I could have gotten like a sub 100 Groot, like let's say like number 95 for like $350, which is cheap, it's good. But I saw number 53 for $400, and I was like, oh, that's a really low mint number. And I started looking at each one, and each of the commons, that was like the cheapest common for that mint number. There were others that you could get that were not that mint number, that were cheaper than that. Let's say like number like 67 or something like that. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But even on my secret rare alligator Lokis, I had paid, about 2 to 2.5x of the floor price for the sub 100s, but they were like number 60 something and 80 something, which is fine, but they weren't super, super low mints. Like I saw a secret rare storm, number 43, for $2,500. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, that does break the rule because the floors are about 800. And it's like, well, 2 to 2.5x would say 16. So it would only be about $2,000. And there were a couple on the storms that were pretty close to that, the sub 100s. And I just checked it. The cheapest was mint number 78 for $23.99. So pretty much 2,400. So when I saw number 43 for 2,500, I was like, that is stupid undervalued in my opinion, because there's only two others that could be lower than that, because Veve keeps numbers 1 through 40, so you start at 41 and 42. And in my opinion, and be advised, I had two Storm Secret Rares. One of them I just to complete the set, I got at 1,900, which is a lot. And then another one I got the other day because it was like a first appearance Storm animated Secret Rare at 749 was ridiculous. So I bought that, and then I saw this one here today at 25. So I appreciate the historical significance of Storm being the first African American woman in Marvel Comics, and being a leader of the X-Men now. But outside of that, and she's awesome, she's powerful, it's a great story, but she's not even in like my top five favorites. Like, I like Alligator Loki more than I like Storm, but I have three of her secret rares, just because that's just the way the cookie crumbled. That's just the way where I happen to see the deals that I like. And it doesn't just, again, I don't know if it's because it's a gem squeeze or whatever, but there's a couple of these things right now that I think in the future, do I believe that those common alligator Lokis are one day going to go from, $35, again, they're $5 below retail. And are they going to be 50 or 60 or $70? They'll definitely increase, and yeah, maybe one day they'll get there. But I think that the better route to go, the safer route, is to go and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, you need a lot of people to get in there, but you don't need too many people with a lot of money to raise the sub 100 floors. And if you go and you do that, and you buy these sub 100 floors, regardless of what they are, especially the lower mints, there's only a certain amount of people that are going to go and not appreciate that. Most people will be like, "Oh, it's a common alligator Loki." Like, they don't care. It's not sexy to go and get something at 32 and flip it for 55, especially with mint number 9,000, or if you do that with Groot, mint number 28,000. That's not sexy. But what is sexy is buying number 53 Groot for $400. That's bananas. That's ridiculous. So all you need to do is, and I get it, this takes some time. So if you don't, there needs to be a service where people that have money go and they trust people that have a lot of time and say, like, hey, what's the best deal here? And you say, okay, well, I think this is the best deal because of X, Y, and Z. And honestly, I could probably do that for some people, just because I have a little more time. And what I do, like when I'm sitting in bed, I scroll through, outside of going through Reddit r/conspiracy theories, Ghislaine Maxwell, trying to follow that trial as closely as I can. What I do is I look for deals in the marketplace, and I find some. And all the data is out there. And not everyone will be able to do this, but the data is out there, and there are so many more deals in this marketplace to be had. And I'll share one with you. You take a look at the floor of the Smack, Crackle, and Pot. The serial killer ones. It is a almost $47 floor, and which is, neither here nor there. That part doesn't really matter. But if you look, and you can get a sub 100 for less than $300. Now, again, that's not a crazy popular thing. Nobody knows who it is. So if you want to go with someone else, if you want to go like with a Groot, that's fine as well. That's not the only sub 100 floor that I see. If you want to get a common Groot for as low as possible, okay, you can get one for $4.99 at number 76, or you could get number 44, which is very, very low, for $899. I'm starting to think that a lot of these that are sub 100, under $1,000, can be a good deal depending on what they are. I think, and again, the bigger the character, and Groot's not really huge yet, but a lot of kids do love Groot, and Groot is going to have a what do you call it, a series next year on Disney Plus, and Disney Plus has been killing it with all of these shows, from Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett's coming out next week, and the Loki series, WandaVision, everything. They've just been crushing with it. So they take really good care of their shows. Falcon and Winter Soldier was great. I even did a video on that on my Veterans React playlist, on one of the episodes anyway. So the Holiday Group, the uncommon one, which is an animated one, the first uncommon that's animated, it's the first appearance, it's only $5 over retail. So I think that's cheap in general, but let's say the uncommons, say the 45, you can get a sub 100 right now, if you take it for $280. So let's see, 45 times 6. So you can literally get one for less than 6x of the floor, because 6x of the floor would be like 270. So this would be 280. That's ridiculous. That's a sub 100 mint of a pretty popular character. Again, not really so much he really only started in Guardians of the Galaxy, but Baby Groot. I think that's stupid undervalued in my opinion. A sub 100 mint for $280. And again, that's the cheap ones for the sub 100 ones. But number 42, 43, they're 3 and 5 grand, and number 44 is 2,200, which is a lot. 47 is 2 grand. But you can get a number 57, for $900, 66. So you can go as crazy with this as you want. I think for something like the first uncommon animated of a first appearance of a popular character, yeah, I absolutely think $280 is undervalued. If I did not just spend a fudge ton of money on that secret rare storm, having to sell things. Like right now, I only have 26 sets. If you go to my Twitter page, and I'm sorry this is going to be a longer video than I intended it to be, but my Twitter page, like I had 45 at one point. I also had 261 collectibles at one point as well. I have slightly less collectibles, but the collectibles that I've been getting are a lot of secret rares. So, and this doesn't even have anything to do with the Master Collector program. This is just popular characters in low mints that are like 55 or below. In my opinion, right now, are the best bang for your buck. And I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm not going out and saying, whatever, and I'm not spending any money on it. No, I'm spending tens of thousands of dollars on this. Now, my favorite one, the Secret Rare Alligator Lokis, which I have 11 of. The floor right now is 970, but if you go and you sort the editions by low to high, well, there's nothing under 58. 58 is the lowest mint, for 6,100, but that seems like a lot. But there's not a ton out there. There's 2,300 for number 92, and that's. I mean, if you're gonna get a sub 100, if you have thousands of dollars to spend, I would get something a little bit lower mint than just number 90 whatever. Is it sub 100? Yes, absolutely. There can only be 60. I mean, unless they go and they say, oh, we're gonna release numbers 35 through 40. If Veve does that in giveaways or whatever. But anyway, I digress. Those are my thoughts for the day. I love you all. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Where is Dashi? I'll see you all later. Goodbye. Meow, meow.